Hi, good morning, students. I welcome you in this episode of Legal News Analysis. Today, we are going to discuss one of the news which is published in the Hindu on September 25, 2023 in Delhi edition. This news is basically related with power and privileges of members of parliament. Okay, so what we will discuss in this episode, first of all, we will discuss what is in the news, then what are the structure of parliament, then what are the power and privileges of member of parliaments, then what are other privileges of members of parliament, then what is the role of MPs, and finally the way forward. Okay, so what is in the news? So according to this news, a BJP MP wrote a letter to Lok Sabha Speaker that BSP MP Danish Ali had made highly objectionable and blasphemous remarks against PM. Reacting to the letter, BSP MP said that I would request the speaker to investigate the baseless allegations. This makes a case for breach of privileges. Okay, so this news is basically related with a breach of privileges. So in this episode, we will discuss what are the power and privileges of members of parliament. Okay, so first of all, what is the structure of parliament? Parliament has two houses. First is Rajya Sabha and second is Lok Sabha. Another part of parliament is the President of India. Okay, so basically there are two houses and one institution, that is President of India. In Rajya Sabha there will be members not more than 250 members, and in Lok Sabha not more than 544 members. Under Rajya Sabha, there will be 12 nominated members by the President of India and not more than 238 representatives of states and union territories. Under Lok Sabha, not more than 530 members elected by the people and 2 nominated by Anglo-Indian representatives. Second, not more than 13 from union territories. So this is basically the structure of parliament. Then what are the parliamentary power and privileges of members of parliament? Okay, so members of parliament are granted privileges and are advantages under article 105 and under article 194. It means it is for state legislature, so that they can carry out their responsibilities and functions without impediment. Basically, there are three kind of constitutional parliamentary privileges which is guaranteed to each and every members of parliament. First is the freedom of speech. For the effective functioning of parliamentary democracy, the speech of freedom of speech is in parliament is guaranteed. Second is immunity from civil and criminal proceedings. The first part of Article 105, Clause 2 provides that no member of parliament shall be liable to any proceedings in any court in respect of anything said or any vote given by him in parliament or any committee thereof. The third privilege is right of publication of proceedings. Part 2 of the Article 105 Clause 2 provides that no person shall be liable in respect of the publication by or under the authority of House of Parliament of any report, paper, votes or proceedings. There are some other privileges also which is provided under rules of procedure and conduct of business in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Okay. Also, it is provided under certain laws. So I have taken only few other privileges for the purpose of this discussion. Okay, so the other privileges are freedom from arrest of members in civil cases during continuance of the session of the House and 40 days before its commencement and 40 days after its conclusion. So no member of parliament can be arrested 40 days before and after 40 days of the commencement of the houses of the parliament. Second is the right of house to receive immediate information of the arrest, detention, conviction, imprisonment and release of the members. Okay, so this has to inform immediately to the parliament if any member is arrested, detained, convicted or imprisoned or released by the court. Okay. Next is provision of arrest and service of legal process within the precinct of the house without obtaining the permission of the speaker. Okay. Next is right to exclude strangers from the house and right to commit person for breach of privileges or contempt of the house, whether they are member of the house or not. Okay, so these are some other privileges which are important privileges which I have mentioned here. What are the roles of members of parliament? Okay, so basically there are 6 roles of parliament. First is the legislative role, for they are elected. Okay, so they frame, pass and vote for the bills. They create of legislative council. Well, basically they are responsible, their legislative role it is to create legislative council. They regulate state boundaries. They impeach the president, and they provide the regulation for the jurisdictions of the court. So basically these are 5 legislative role of members of parliament. There is one delegated legislation as a role which is given to the MPs. First, one is keep a check on the executive and ensure the power is not abused. Okay, so this kind of delegated power is given to the MPs. Next is deliberative role. Okay, so they exercise question hour, they exercise 0 hour, they exercise adjournment motion. They can basically issue any no confidence motion. They can call attention motion. Okay, next is what is the electoral role of members of parliament. Okay, so they elect president and the vice president. They elect speaker and deputy speaker of Lok Sabha. Also they elect vice chairman of Rajya Sabha. Okay, powers of the purse, responsibility. Okay, so they approve on taxes and expenditures. Developmental role, representation in local bodies, monitoring government schemes and utilizing MP-led funds. These are some developmental role of the members of parliament. Okay, so basically there are 6 types of rules which is given to the members of parliament. Okay, so finally what are the way forwards? After examining Article 105 and Article 104, it is evident that they are absolute. It means the power given under Article 105 and under Article 194 is completely absolute. These unique provisions are given to the Parliament in order for it to function properly. Both the Parliament and state legislature have a responsibility to study carefully before passing any legislation to ensure that it does not infringe on other people's rights. It is also for members' responsibility to appropriately use these rights and not to abuse them for objectives that are not in best interest of the nation or the broader public. Thank you so much.